Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to Show and Tell number 144. So I don't have a whole lot to show you guys in my basket, but we are going to have some story time. So in the process of cleaning the craft room, I am starting with this corner, just this corner. This is where I am so far. I still have a lot of stuff to go through. There's still a lot of work to be done, but we're getting there. I got sidetracked, like one does in the craft room, and I was trying to fix some of the things on my yarn wall. Last year, one of my goals was to work very hard on getting rid of Impeccable and Red Heart. Not getting rid of it, but using it. Because it's just not something I reach for. You know my heart. I love my Premier Anti-Pilling. I love my Vanna's Choice. I like my Brava Worsted. I'm just not reaching for the Red Heart and the Impeccable. But it does make great blankets for donations. And that's what I've been making a lot of these granny squares and corner to corner squares and things like that out of for the last 2 years now. So I noticed my Impeccable cube was looking kind of janky. And I decided to sort it out, make sure I didn't have any single skeins in there again, because that does kind of happen sometimes. And I also wanted to double check, and I got up on one of the chairs and double checked the Red Heart. Well, in doing that, I made a hole. And I want to share with you guys, because it's already half full again. Hopefully, this will not make you guys nauseous. And hopefully, I will not get you caught on literally everything on the way over. So, this is what I have left of the Impeccable. All of these grays, these beautiful, beautiful grays here, these are from Erica's stash over at the Lopsided Crafter, where she's been giving me things that she's not going to use. I have taken all these grays, and I have a couple upstairs, and I also have a taupe that will be the borders for all these scrap gans I've been working on. That's what I held these back for. I have 3 or 4 of this rose color, 5 of this green. I think I have 2, 2, 2, and 2. But everything else is just the gray. And that's all I have left of the Impeccable. I had 2 whole cubes of Impeccable. Of my stash, I'm down to the green, the orange, the 2 yellows, and the rose. This came from Erica, but there was enough of it, and I like that color enough. I thought I'd do something with that. But that's how low I had gotten this. From 2 to 1. So when I say I have made progress, it's just not obvious. That's what I mean. My Red Heart took up 4 cubes last year, and I'm just left with these 2. I have some whites and blacks, and I have a couple colors. But by and large, a lot of this is just the blacks. It's just different shades of black, different balls of black from different projects. And I also have a lot of real blue still. But that was still spread across 3 cubes. This was still spread across 2. So I was able to do some condensing. And I had some other things that I just kind of moved around that made it to where I only had 1 empty cube. Now these have been living upstairs for the last year. I planned on using these as soon as I got them and then got totally sidetracked. But I have 2 of each color. And these are the Brava Worsted Speckles from Knit Picks that came out last year. So I brought these down, and in bringing these down, I also went through a webs order that I had. I used a lot of it because I bought it specifically for a project. But the things that I had not used yet, I was able to bring down and put on shelves. This came out of Erica's stash. This is some Debbie Solar Stitch Nation. The rest of mine is in the cubes underneath. But I did discover 1 whole empty cube and was able to empty a bin from my bedroom and put it up. So I'm very pleased with myself. That's part of my goals. Also, while I got you down, let's just do it's still a mess. It's still a mess. You can see all the stuff on the floor. Everything is still a mess in here. But progress is being made. And you're going to be totally like, now spin around. So yeah, we've made progress in here. I would like to get back to filming over by the cake wall. I think what I would like is to have a chair in the corner, bring in this table kitty corner, and actually sit on a chair. Because obviously I'm standing. Obviously I'm standing while filming. I would like to have the option of standing or sitting. I have plenty of space to work with. I just haven't taken care of it. And as I'm going through things and I have these things and so progress, invisible progress. I have empty things sitting around in here now. I'm very excited about that. Somebody asked the other day what the deal is with, I always seem like I'm doing some big cleaning thing. Yes and no. And this is why this year has been such a pain in the rear end. So I've shared with you guys how I clean. Literally, it takes me, if I just like start going, I can do everything in a day in less than an hour and a half. Like I can do that all like on the big days where it's like cleaning windows or something. Like when the swing task is cleaning my windows. I have a lot of windows in this house. I can have everything done in an hour and a half. Now that I've gotten on the schedule, I've kept the schedule now for a couple months. It really doesn't take that long to get through it. When we moved here, we didn't move ourselves. We were moved in part of a corporate move. And for the purpose of their insurance, they had to pack us. When you move normally and you're packing yourself, you make the decision, I don't want to move that. I don't want to deal with that. I didn't get to do that. And Troy didn't get to do that. So there was a lot of things that got moved here that would have never been moved here as part of a move. And in our previous move, we went from offer to closing at the quickest possible time in the state of South Carolina you could. Because they really wanted to get out of that house, and our lease was ending on the house we were renting. And we didn't know if we were actually going to find something or if our lease was going to be renewed. So like there were a lot of things in question while we were in the process of looking. And then we had this very condensed period of time to close, paint, move. And it's like we had 12 days from closing to when the movers were going to be moving our stuff. So there were a lot of things, like the first 50% was really good. We did really good at like purging things, laying hands on everything, carefully packing things. That last half, it was like, get it in a box, get it in a box. We gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. So there were a lot of things from that move too that did not get gone through, didn't get, hands laid on it. Do I really want to deal with this object anymore? So now, without trying to make my house unusable, I'm trying to go through and pull things that are like, this shouldn't have been here. This shouldn't have gotten moved. This needs to go away. And slowly working my way through the house that way. It is a much slower process than doing it as part of a move. Let me just tell you. And I'm going to tell you this before we get on to the crafting. I told you about my Saga and being stalked by the red heart yarns. There are 3 shades of red heart yarns. There's this weird pink speckle, and I'll put a picture of it here because I just found another cake of it. There is the light raspberry and the LSU purple and gold color that I just told you guys the other day when I put it in one of these. I think that's the end of it. I only had 3 skeins of this. It's Red Heart Team Spirit. It's like the little tiny skinny skein. It wasn't even a big skein. It will not go away. These 3 yarns have stalked me for years now. I think they're gone. I think I don't have any more. And then they show up again. I'm being stalked by these 3 yarns. But it's not just these 3 yarns stalking me. For 5 years now, I have been stalked by a Dollar Tree cake pan, cake plate, cake carrier. A couple of years ago, well, 5 years ago about, I think it was 5 years ago, Easter. Our church does a big bake sale. The women's group does a big bake sale at Thanksgiving and at Easter. And I'm pretty sure it was the Easter bake sale I got this coconut cake. We went to the 8:15 Mass that morning. That's the first Mass of the day at this church. God was with us. We were the third people through the line to look at what was at the bake sale. Troy's favorite cake is coconut. I only like real coconut cake. I don't like white cake with Betty Crocker frosting and some sweet dried coconut toast on it. That is not a coconut cake. I don't know what that is, but that is not a coconut cake. If you have never had a proper Southern coconut cake, where the cake is made with coconut water, the frosting has true coconut extract in it, the cake has actual coconut milk in it, and then the outside has toasted fresh coconut on the outside. If you have never had this heavenly delight that is a true homemade 7-minute frosting coconut cake, and at the end of the table, at the end of the line, in this cheap dollar store cake pan, was this beautiful coconut cake. I went down there. I was trying to find the last $5 in the bottom of my wallet to hand them my $25 cash for this cake. I took it home. We ate it. It was heaven. Ever since then, this cake carrying plate will not leave me alone. I have tried to donate it. I tried to give it back to the lady who made the cake so she could put another cake in it, because I put it in my glass cake plate as soon as we got home. It's literally just been used to carry a cake from home to the church to the home. That's it. Nobody wants this cake plate. I've put it in the donation bag. Somehow it ends up back in the kitchen. I put it in the trash can, the big industrial outdoor trash can. On one of our moves, it rolled out in the garage, got packed with the garage stuff, and ended up back in the kitchen. Now this cake plate is currently living in this house on a shelf I cannot reach. I am trying to pick a Monday. Monday is the night we roll our trash can out to the road. I'm trying to pick a Monday and take my little step stool into the pantry, and I'm going to climb up to the next to the top shelf, right under my paper towels. I'm going to find this cake plate up there, mixed in with my Rubbermaids, and I'm going to throw this sucker away. I don't trust that it will stay in a donation bag anymore. I'm going to throw the sucker away. And I just wanted to share. Not only am I being stalked by 3 colors of Red Heart yarn that I just absolutely, no matter every single time I clean my stash out, I find more of one of these yarns, if not more than one of these yarns. I am also being stalked by a Dollar Tree cake plate, a $1 cake carrier. Yep. And this is why we're doing the deep purge. This is why I am going through and once again laying hands on everything. I am taking the trash out. I am taking things to the drop-offs at the Goodwill. I don't even think anybody took these things out. I think the cake plate just keeps rolling out of things like it rolled out of the big green trash can. Because I asked somebody why this was in the garage stuff. Oh, it was sitting on the garage floor. The only explanation is it rolled out of the trash can. So, that is why it is time to do the deep purge. And that is why when I say I'm purging things, not really cleaning things, that's what I mean. Now, let's get on to why you actually subscribed to my channel or clicked on this video. I promise it wasn't clickbait. There is crafting going on here. Actually, before we get there, as part of this saga, remember how I told you guys I got back from visiting my brother and his wife, and I came downstairs to do something, and I found a photo box of scrap balls that I was using to make these C2C squares? Not only do I have a box, I now also have a basket. I thought it was just the bag. No. Now I have a basket, a photo box, and a bag. And they're all the small scraps that I'm making these out of. Not only that, mais non, mes amis, I also found this basket full of single skeins and partial skeins. So I will be doing a lot more of the 10 round granny squares, which is why I know I have another skein of light raspberry and red heart. So I got one granny square done. I thought I was done with these. I thought I had gotten to where I was done. I would be able to make a project and just work up my scraps. But no. No. I got 2 corner to corners done. And once again, the grannies are a 10 round granny square. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows, or 10 by 10. And no, these are not meant to be perfectly half and half. These are just, I set my bag up to where the variegateds were on top so I could alternate variegated and solids. When I purged my bag after we got back, I just kind of dumped everything out and put everything in that green bag, thinking that was all I had left. And then I can move on to whole skein projects. I also, in doing all this cleaning, found my Harry Potter baby blanket. These blocks have been done now 4 years, 5 years. I can't remember if they got done right before I started the channel or right after I started the channel, but they've been done for a while now. I never put it together because I didn't want to back it. There were a lot of single spots of color, and since I didn't do it in corner to corner or my normal 2 by 2, every square on the graph is represented by a 4 patch of singles. I had these 1 single crochets of color, or they would be like the freckles on something, and I just carried the color in the back, thinking I would use it as a baby blanket. I'd gift it to somebody, but I'd back it in fleece or flannel. Ain't nobody got time to hand sew on a flannel backer. So I decided, don't put the blanket together if you're not ready to put the backer on it. Now I do have the fabric. I thought it was going to be an easy find, but apparently I was wrong. But I have the flannel version of this that I was going to use to back it with. And I also have another, I know it's purple or navy blue, and it's also flannel. I plan on backing it, but I think what I'm going to do is turn it into a wall hanging or, yeah, some sort of display piece. I mean, it's going to be fairly small. Anyway, I took that upstairs so I can finally join the blocks together. I still have the yarn to border it with, so I'm going to put a border on it. I need to decide if I'm going to do like green, silver. This one used the blue and silver from the movies, but blue, silver, gold, garnet, and then yellow and black to border it, because it's got the Hogwarts crest in the center. It used to be Two Hearts Crochet, and I can never remember her new name. I will try to remember to leave her tag down below, but it's a free pattern. It's an awesome pattern. I love it. Amber from Ooh Ah Crochet just made it a little while ago. Oh, it was like a multi-year project for her too. Yeah, so I got a lot of work to do on this thing, but I just want it out of my way. And it's taking up room on my bookcase here where I could be putting something else. So yeah, I do have 2 shawls finished on top of my squares. I did finish the shawl I showed you guys in progress, the Stitch Music by CJ Designs. And this is using the Mermaid Cove, and I can't remember the other color's name, but it is using 2 different cakes. The blue and green one is mixed into the center section here with the Mermaid Cove, and it blended perfectly. And I love, not just did this marl beautifully. That's why I love doing the 2 cakes together. You get this beautiful marled look, but it also has this beautiful like secondary gradient going with the yellows and the greens. And then it also looks like a secondary gradient with the blues and the purples, the way they went together. But this will get blocked and that'll open up this lace pattern a bit. And then we'll also blah, blah, blah. It will also open up the V-stitch at the end. Once again, I love this pattern. It made a beautiful cowl. It also made a gorgeous shawl, just like I knew it would. It is big. It is a big shawl. It is a nice heavyweight. Even unblocked, this is just so snuggly. Like this might have to be made again and turned into something I wear at the desk shawl. And then that was last week's prayer shawl for Lent. This week's, I just finished this morning technically, but this is my own pattern. This is one that I've been working on. I still don't have it right. I'm trying to get the base of the shawl done, and then I have some other things I want to play with. So we might have some scarves and shawls in this design coming. I did make this one a little over long. It's like 7 feet long. But I will lose some of that length in blocking because it does need to be blocked substantially widthwise. I mean, we're going to gain a couple of inches. This is marled. Once again, this is using I think it's not Flower Power, but it's something like that. Cupcakes. Line Brand Cupcakes. And I'm calling this the Hugs and Kisses. Once again, I still haven't woven in any of the ends. I'm going to have a big weaving in party followed immediately by a giant blocking party. But I did cap the ends with some shell stitches. And I think I'm showing you guys the back, but I capped the end with some shell stitches. And it's the Hugs and Kisses wrap because the stitches are a cross stitch, a bobble stitch, and a cross stitch. And I still need to do some work on this plan. But I was trying to figure out how I wanted it to work when I did this. Now I need to finish the rest of the design. I'm pretty excited. But I do need to do a better stitch count as far as length. Because like I said, it's not everybody's short like me. So like this will fit somebody. I'm not saying that it won't. But I'm very excited about how this worked out. It did take... I don't work things long. I don't work a lot of wraps long ways just because they do seem to take forever. Because you don't have that many rows, but like one row seems to take you like an entire movie to work on. And then like there are days like yesterday where I did all of one of these sections with the fancy stitches and then like in one day. And then this morning while I had my first cup of coffee, I did the cap. So I'm just like... why did it take so long? I sound so whiny today. I promise you, I'm in a really good mood. Like, I'm not in a whiny mood, but I really like how this is turning out. I know some of the things I want to do. I have to decide how I want to incorporate the other pieces. But progress has been made on it. It's now out of here and in the thing. And now I can look at the thing to figure out what the next steps are. Today I will start my next shawl. I'm thinking about just capping off Lent with a really, really easy one and just doing the same thing I did in week 1, using the Karen marble cakes that I have. I have the red color, red/purple. I'm thinking about taking those and doing another half circle shawl. So keep it easy, keep it simple. Don't drive myself insane. And make it to where I can take it around with me a little bit more. That's been part of the problem with the last couple shawls is I can't travel with it. I can't take it in the car with me. I can't take it to a doctor's appointment with me. I can't do anything but sit with it at the house because it's just enough thought that they don't make great car projects or when you got company projects. So I'll start the last shawl this week and hopefully I will get it done by Wednesday. But other than that, I don't have anything else to share with you guys. I hope you are having a beautiful, wonderful, fantastic day. I hope you have an amazing Easter weekend if this is your Easter weekend. And I look forward to seeing you guys real soon. I don't want to take any more of your time because it's already been 25 minutes. So I love you guys. Bye.